Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with my magic remote that I'm still getting used to. It's another challenge accepted, and our the challenge that Christina and I are doing this week is this sketch from Redefined Kreative, which was posted on their website or on their Facebook page last week. It's their public page, so even if you're not a subscriber to the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, you can go check out anything on the Redefined Kreative page. And if you enter before midnight tonight, and I think that's midnight Christina's time, which is like 3 a.m. Eastern, and if you post yours there, you're eligible for the drawing for a little prize from them. This is I decided to go with basic gray for my supplies because this is a Susan Stringfellow sketch, and she did it exclusively for basic gray. And I love Susan Stringfellow and I love basic gray. So I dipped into my, this is my basic gray box. Let me get my remote away from where I might bump it and lose control. This is mostly, I went through my entire paper collection and pulled out all the basic gray. And I have some of the fairly new stuff, the knee highs and bow ties or whatever that is. Yeah, knee highs and bow ties, yeah. That was exclusively at Joann's, to blush and hopscotch. I love hopscotch. Oxford, which is a really masculine line. Serenade. So I picked some of the brighter colors in these collections. The background is champagne from the Periphery collection, and it is a gorgeous kind of brushed, really faded blue denim with some white streaks in it. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's light enough, and you know how denim is neutral and goes with anything. So does this background paper. The floral print right here is from a collection called Romany, and Romany is the collection name, and the design is also Romany, but with a Y. And I love that collection mainly because it has pinks and purples and this lime green and a pretty aqua blue and then a lighter paler blue. And it's all on a background that is kind of a pinkish beige and looks exactly like this champagne background. So it goes really well. The polka dot and the bright pink, all the other patterns, in other words, are from the knee highs collection, which is the girl side of the knee highs and bow ties collections that were at Joann's, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. And I love this kind of geometric print that's there, so that's gonna feature prominently. So I've cut out all the pieces just to kind of save some time, and I'm going to start assembling them using this as my my guide. I'm using a photo of Ava showing her Snoopy dog with rabbit ears on it a few Easters ago, and Barrett's in the kitchen with her, and the kids were all gathered around kind of opening up their unpacking their Easter baskets. And Ava's kind of always been a little creator. She's kind of gotten away from that the last few years, but shows some signs of returning. And she made this bracelet that she's wearing, and I think she's the one who thought that those rabbit ears could go on that Snoopy dog, and she's showing some chocolate Easter eggs there. This was a fairly bad photo. There was not a lot of detail in it, and so, as I often do with those, it was taken with a phone from you know, a few years back. And so I ran it through a filter, and this filter is called Friends, and it was active today on Prisma. It's one of the daily ones, and I actually pay for a subscription to Prisma, and it, so I think I'll be able to access that. I love it. I love what it did where there's shadows. It kind of added some streaks. This was a kind of a sequined shirt, and it really shows up. It's got either, I don't know which Disney princess that is. Maybe Anna or Elsa. Could be from Frozen 1. So anyway, I love the photo, and it came up in my Facebook memories, and I knew I hadn't scrapped it before, so I thought I'd do it. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is line up. I used punches on this. I punched these two tags from the same pattern, from the same side of the pattern paper. The pattern paper that's the other side is this, and I'm gonna have those kind of sticking out, but I punched it from different parts of the chevrons, so I've got a little bit different colors there. And I have, let's see, did I tell you where this came from? This came from Knee Highs as well, I think. That's, in fact, I could have used this as my floral, but I had already cut this out and decided I wanted to use it because I love that green. Now, if I had used this, then this green would have matched that, but it doesn't. So, okay, let me see here. The very first thing I want to do is, I used a punch also to do, to make the notebook punch up here at the top of my journaling card, which is a library card that Christina Sorge sent me. And there was a thank you note for being a customer, and the thank you note included this little pineapple sticker and these two little puffy hearts. So I thought they kind of went with the color scheme well enough that I think I'll include them on the layout. Okay, so I've got this guy, this guy goes right here, and then this one goes here, and then I've got this one underneath that. And I'm going to add in, this is kind of a wild card, and I think it's gonna run top to bottom, and I'm gonna let it do that. And then I'll put the photo kind of right here, and I'm gonna add in these kind of underneath there. So I'll figure out where those need to go. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these. I'm kind of tempting fate here because my tape runner, I think, is getting ready to desert me. I'm, as you know, had been doing Calvin Ball, and Calvin Ball is over. So this one is going to be embellished a lot less vividly than than I have been embellishing. I'm going to try to conserve tape. I want this one to kind of overlap that a bit. And then I'm going to let this one overlap that. I'm not sure if that's what they've done, but I like, this is kind of a neutral to me. It doesn't stand out, it doesn't have a lot of political capital or whatever it is you want to say. So I don't mind if it is a little bit, I'll let that one, I'll go back. I'm lining this up by the little rows of the little columns of polka dots. Okay, so that's done. Well, let me get these. I'll do those after the fact. I'll go ahead and adhere that. Okay, this I'm going to prop up with some foam. I managed to find, after losing my foam earlier, I managed to find this sheet, and then not long after finding this, I actually found where I had put my few remaining sheets. Okay, do this, and then that should allow me to, now I've matted the photo. I love this flower and I like the green center, so I'm going to kind of move it over a bit here. Now, let me put these guys in. I'm going to cut, this one's going to be the longer one, so I won't cut as much off of it. I'll let it go out to the end. There's nothing but ribbon kind of breaking the border line there. So it'll still slide in my page protector. Okay, there. And all of those colors, though they're from a completely different line, all the colors are in this, this pattern paper. I just love that about Basic Gray. Let's go find my two little punched segments here. Okay, and I want one kind of right there, and the other can go right here, and this one goes down not quite to there. I will put some liquid glue, and I got my liquid glue in today. I'm going to place it in there with my tweezers. The world is right again. I have cleared everything that was here just for Calvin Ball off the table. I'm going to let it come down to where it breaks this line. Kind of goes down a little farther than, the this paper. Kind of like it's holding it on or something. And let's see, this one is gonna go up here. There, it actually needs to be shorter. I didn't want it to be the same height as that one, and I'm having trouble sliding it under the, okay, where do I put that? I'm trying to eyeball it so that, okay, that seems to work. Now, I cut some of this out of that Romany pattern, but I thought maybe it would benefit from being contrasted with this piece right here. So I'm adding that to the mix. And I'll let it break the line and go out closer to here. So now I've got this. I will glue this up. For this, I just cut a rectangle and then I just kind of folded it so that it would have that bend in it. And I like the way that looks. So that's there. I'm going to put a tiny bit of foam. In fact, I ought to take a tiny bit from my foam bucket. It's a bucket of foam. And I'm going to do just a little bit under that banner so that it doesn't look like the banner's like bending down. Let me put a little of this on both sides. That way, since the other side, the other end part is resting on the photo, which is propped up on one layer of foam, now this side is propped up. Okay, so that's there. I have cut out these little bannery pieces, and I'm going to, bannery pieces, I'm sure that's a legitimate craft term. I'm going to arrange them here and put them on foam dots, and I plan to use some jute cord, and I didn't bring my jute to the table, and I really don't want to leave the table at the moment. And what I'll do is put a dot of glue at the top of each of those and run the jute down. I'm talking about a dot of glue, and I tried to use it, and glue is not what I'm using on my current process. I'll run it down to where the pop dot is, and that'll kind of hold it in place, and it'll make it look like the banner was strung up on the jute, and that the jute's holding it there. Okay, there's my little pop dots. You have no idea how much time I spent sweeping up all the little pop dot papers. I'm gonna snug that up under there. Okay, and then I'll have jute, and I'll probably have a little bit of jute kind of hanging down the sides. So that stands in for this banner, which has the scallops. And this has so much pattern, I didn't think I needed to contour the edges. And instead of these circles, I used the punch from the notebook type punch. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on flat, and I'll do the journaling on it off camera. Do I want it here or down here? I think I might like it here. You know, I'd really actually like it more here. And I have some, this is a branding strip from some red paper. It's basil, and it's called Wax Lips. And it's the Wax Lips Ombre, which is absolutely impossible to get. But this kind of goes so nicely with the colors in the photo, I thought it might look cute there. So let me put a little glue on it. It's kind of curled, as thin strips tend to get when you store them standing in a jar, but I'm okay with that. So the glue will help. I want to leave a little bit of space there. That just adds a little bit of color, and I can put some over here and have it break that line. So I'll cut it that way. Get some more glue on it. I like this red so well that if that were the only red in my stash, I'd be okay with that. Oh, okay, I moved it. Liquid glue. It's one of its properties. Okay, so I like that. It gives a little more, I guess a little more strength to that line, and it adds in this red color that you see right here and in the photo and right up here on this tag. Okay, now to embellish. And you're gonna laugh because I'm not gonna do much embellishing. I have a really nice, this is a, it's not wood, it's actually kind of press board, and it's a really beautiful butterfly. And I think I can get away with using a pop dot underneath it. I can't bend the wings. It's like a chipboard kind of thing. And I'm going to have it over here overlapping that kind of sunbursty type flower and overlapping these tags. So that's the only embellishment I'm going to have there, unless I choose to use some of these little sprigs I did. In the original, those are snowflakes, so it's obviously a winter type layout, but the snowflakes, as anything in a sketch, are just suggestions. So I thought I might do, I found, this is from a Pink Fresh collection. And by the way, this washi tape actually came with the thank you that Christina gave me, and I ripped it, and it's just too perfect not to use. So I'm actually going to use it in the lower left and upper right. Well, actually no, because my embellishing kind of goes that way. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm just going to kind of stick, it sticks really well, and it's that kind of purpley red that goes really well with the photo and with all the other colors in there. And it has some gold foil geometric print. So that works out nicely. Okay, so there are these pieces of epoxy flair. There's You Have a Good Heart. There's this kind of peachy color that is sort of in this pattern. There's the blue that's in that pattern. This says Our Squad, and there's a couple members of our squad, so that might be appropriate. And I thought I would do that maybe kind of right here, tucked down into there. You Feel Like Sunshine, not necessarily appropriate. I'm going to go with Our Squad. And I'm going to put it, well, first I'm going to decide where it goes. It's going to go right here. And so kind of coming out of here, I like that airy look. And I've punched these little kind of sprigs, and I'll have them kind of protruding out, overlapping one another, providing some of that airy foliage type look that the snowflakes give to the sketch. And I've punched them out of different sides of the patterns. Here. And I'm planning for this blue flare to cover that. I like this for this hot pink to be in there, but I also feel, yeah, let's do that hot pink. Maybe coming out this way. That still works. Now, I'm going to see if I can use this as is, or if I need to do a dot of glue or a, okay, that seems to work just fine. And I've got some more that I could maybe go do over by the tags and the butterfly. And I might just use, let's see, I've got this one that's kind of got some greens, like the greens over there. Maybe one there. I don't want to do too much of that, cutting that paper. That's the same paper that those tags were cut from. Let me get that down. Okay, and maybe just a third one. Do I want to do, there's this one that actually is cut out of this pattern, and I haven't used that. So let me kind of slide that in the center there with a little dab of glue on it. And I think I like that better than just the hot pink that's on the other side. So that's there. Okay, I think I'm done. I have 3 little sprigs left. I will do the jute here, and oh, title. Okay, here's a, oh, also have a label from this set, and I'll tell you about my choices for title. I think I've already made my choice, but I have this alpha that's also from Basic Gray that's called Oliver, and it's really distressed, and it looks like it was cut, the letters were cut out of a mixed media piece, and it's just beautiful. So I like that, and if it's a short enough title, I could use it there. But I love using tags on layouts, and I thought this gold, this rose gold color would be nice with everything else we have going on in this layout. This, I believe, is from Again and Again by Pink Paisley. I can't promise you that. It doesn't have the name of the company on it. But I thought I'd use this right here. Okay, and that kind of gives us a trio of sort of rounded things, but they're not matchy-matchy. There's this one, and this one, and it's kind of a triangle. I thought, since Ava is a little creator, that I might just use this create word. If I spelled create out with these letters, they might not fit on here, and I want them to fit on here. Actually, you know what? To change the subject again, I just happened to look over the whole page to see where else a title might fit. And what I saw was this little area here where this sticks up higher than this, and it creates this little kind of a dip. So I thought if I place this here, that would kind of fill that in, and it would it raises up to the level here, and we don't have any little indentations like that. Okay, so I think I've answered my own question. I'm going to use the word create. I can't say friends because Ava and Barrett in these days are they're kind of brother and sister who enjoy aggravating one another and can aggravate one another more so than anyone else can aggravate either one of them. And they love to do it at the dinner table, so that's fun. And bless her heart, I'm doing lots of Ava pages because she's at her mom's this week, and I miss her. So, and I'm worried about her. Okay, so let me squeeze these letters in. Okay, that's a little thread there. Let me pull this down a bit so that T crosses this end of the T can be right there. I'll squeeze that in. Okay, that works for me. Let me get the original here. In the original, the title was up above this, but I've kind of used a few decorative elements there. A very simple design that I absolutely love. Oh, I see a butterfly that isn't basic gray, but immediately when I saw it, I thought basic gray colors, and it definitely goes with what we have going on here. And so we have two different materials for the butterflies. Kind of let that go there. It's fussy cut from a Project Life card that I used in another project. So sorry about that. I don't have my trash can close by. Okay, so that's it. I don't think I'm going to put any sequins or bling or enamel dots on this one. I like what I have going here. If I did anything, it might be, I've got this little, well, I've got this little heart foam. Some of these are just kind of mixes of supplies that I used for Calvin Ball. So since there's a lot going on over there, I let this little heart stand alone. I've got this paper clip, and I might put it on the, it's got a sequin stuck to it. I might put it on here, kind of like that, or it looks silly with the notebook edge there, so I'm gonna say no to that. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for watching. I really loved the sketch, and I'm gonna take a photo of it, upload the video. Well, first before that, I'll put the jute on here, and I'll write some journaling. And I'll see you next week for Challenge Accepted. Again, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Appreciate all your wonderful comments. And I bid you good night. Bye.